Have you ever searched high and low for your keys, frantically retracing your steps and checking every possible place you might have left them, only to find them later in a completely obvious spot? We've all been there. It's frustrating, right? You feel like you're losing your mind, you're already running late, and now you can't find the one thing you need. The panic sets in, and you start to wonder if you'll ever find them. Just when you give up, bam! There they are, as if by magic. There they are, sitting on the kitchen counter where you always leave them. It's almost like they were hiding in plain sight. It feels like some cosmic joke, but there's actual science behind this phenomenon. It's not just a trick of the mind, it's not just bad luck or a messy house, though that doesn't help. Our brains play a big role in this. It has to do with how our brains work, how we pay attention, and how we remember things. Our memory and attention can be quite tricky. So, why does this happen? Why do we overlook the obvious? Let's dive in and explore the science of why we find things when we don't need them. It's a fascinating journey into the workings of our minds. Get ready to understand your brain a little better. This might just change the way you look for things in the future. Our brains are bombarded with information constantly. Imagine trying to process everything you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch all at once. It would be overwhelming. To cope, our brains have developed a handy trick: selective attention. Selective attention is like a filter. It helps us focus on what's important at that moment and ignore the rest. When you're searching for your keys, your brain is laser-focused on that task. You're looking for the shape, color, and size of your keys, blocking out other objects. This is great for finding your keys in a jumble of stuff, but it also means you might miss other things in your field of vision, especially if those things are right in front of you. Finding something isn't just about seeing it, it's also about remembering where you last saw it. Our memories are amazing, but they're not perfect recording devices. They're more like messy scrapbooks, with some memories vivid and clear, while others are faded and fragmented. When we put something down without paying much attention, the memory of its location might be weak. This is why we often forget where we put our keys when we're distracted or in a hurry. We didn't create a strong memory of the event. Later, when we're not actively searching, our brains can relax and those weaker memories might resurface. That's why you often remember where you left your keys when you're no longer looking for them. It's like your brain finally had a moment to sort through its messy scrapbook. Section 4. Cognitive quirks. When our brains play tricks. Our brains are full of fascinating quirks, and some of them can sabotage our search efforts. These quirks, often unnoticed, can lead us astray in the most unexpected ways. One culprit is confirmation bias. This cognitive bias can be particularly sneaky. This is our tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs. We often don't realize how much this shapes our perceptions. If you believe you always lose your keys in the living room, you might focus your search there, even if they're more likely to be in your bag. This can lead to frustration and wasted time. Another trickster is the availability heuristic. This bias can be just as misleading. This is our tendency to judge the likelihood of something happening based on how easily we can recall similar events. Our memories can play tricks on us. If you recently lost your keys, you might be primed to believe you've lost them again, even if they're just misplaced. This can cause unnecessary panic. These cognitive biases can lead us on wild goose chases, making us overlook the obvious and waste time searching in the wrong places. Understanding these quirks can help us navigate our thoughts more effectively. Section 5. Outsmarting ourselves. Tips for finding things. So how can we outsmart our own brains and stop losing things in the first place? It's a common problem, but with a few simple strategies, we can make a big difference. Here are a few tips. First, designate a spot. This might seem obvious, but having a specific place for your items can save you a lot of time and frustration. Choose a specific place for your keys, wallet, phone, and other frequently misplaced items. It could be a bowl by the door, a drawer in your desk, or a spot on your kitchen counter. Make it a habit to always put them in the same spot. Next, be mindful. This means paying attention to what you're doing when you put something down. When you put something down, take a moment to consciously acknowledge where you're putting it. This small act of mindfulness can make a big difference. This helps create a stronger memory. Another tip is to visualize. Visualization can be a powerful tool in helping you remember where you place something. When you're searching for something, try to visualize yourself using it. Picture the last time you had it and what you were doing. This can help trigger memories of its location. And finally, don't panic. Staying calm is crucial when you're trying to find something. If you can't find something right away, take a deep breath and try to stay calm. Panicking will only make it harder to think clearly. Remember, our brains are powerful but fallible. By understanding how they work, we can develop strategies to minimize those lost and found moments. By implementing these tips, you can keep your keys and your sanity safely in hand. Happy finding! Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use these strategies, the better you'll get at keeping track of your belongings. By understanding how they work, we can develop strategies to minimize those lost and found moments and keep our keys and our sanity safely in hand.